Hi friends, Tony here from Historic American Homes, back with the next episode in creating a small home inspired by mid-century modern design using SketchUp Pro and Layout. This episode builds on the last as we look at two options for the fireplace wall. Check out the description for a link to the previous episode, and there should also be a link in the upper right corner. Even though the little link button may disappear, you can click up there at the end of this video and it will show up again. So watch this first and then go back to the other, or click on the link now and watch it, then come back here, your choice. You may also want to check out the other videos in this series. I've set up a playlist which is also linked in the description. In this video, I'd really like to hear your opinions about the two different options presented here. So please take a moment and leave a comment below. Now let's dive in. Fireplaces. I'm sitting here with my cup of tea contemplating my choices. I've decided that with this design I'm going to go with a gas fireplace rather than a wood burning one, because this is going to be a design that would suit any jurisdiction across the country, and more places are not allowing wood burning fireplaces. So it's going to be gas, and I had in mind from the start the idea that it might be a two-sided fireplace, because it would be a nice thing to see from the entry as you come into the house. So there's a heatolator fireplace that's a 36-inch gas that's two-sided, which I'm using as a model for this. There are plenty of other good brands, but I'd like to just pick one and design around the requirements for it, and then if people decide to go with another, they will need to make whatever adaptations are required for that particular brand. Since I can't predict what brand people are using, I just have to pick one. So it's a gas fireplace, two-sided, and I had an issue when I first put it in. You'll see that this wall line here that separates the entry from this bathroom, this wall line is fixed. I really can't move that at this point. The bathroom is as tight as I can comfortably allow, as well as the walk-in closet behind it. So this wall line is fixed. However, originally I extended that same line all the way to the other end of the house, and the wall separating the bedroom on this side from the living room on that side, that wall there, was in line with this wall. Well, that pushed this fireplace too far into the sitting area and made an uncomfortable spot here where it stuck out in front of this patio door. So I decided to sacrifice, it came to about 8 inches. I decided to sacrifice about 8 inches off the bedroom, because it seems like that still leaves adequate space around the bed. This is not the primary bedroom in the house. So I sacrificed the 8 inches in order to be able to push the fireplace a little further back so that it lines up with this wall to the left of the fireplace. Now with this kind of fireplace, I have an option. I have choices as far as how to vent it. I could just vent straight out the side, coming off the side straight out, or I could vent up and out, or straight up. My initial thought was to vent out the side, but then that means the vents coming out right here, and the vents get very hot, so you don't want to have them in an area where people could easily brush up against them. This being a patio for this bedroom, I felt that it was not appropriate to have the vent coming out of the wall right here. I was also concerned about seeing the vent through this window. I thought that might not be, it's a big metal box, and it might not be nice to see it looking out this window. So another option is to come up a little higher and go out higher up, go out above head level, come out about here. And that's an option I'm going to look into further. The final choice is to go straight up, and that has the advantage of, let me turn the roof on. If I decide to go straight up, the reason to do that would be because I would build a little box, a sort of chimney box on the roof, which would provide a real nice substantial looking chimney as a kind of an anchor to the whole exterior of the house. That's an option I'm going to look into more thoroughly, because I have a feeling it's going to be the way I end up going with this. Anyway, this is the first pass, and I've got some more work to do on it. I'll come back with the finished version of this, and then I'm going to look at a second option that does not use a two-sided fireplace, but only uses a one-sided fireplace, because I did originally want to have these shelves extending across, and with it just didn't work with the two-sided fireplace to have shelves extending over this opening. So back in a moment with this one developed to a little more detail. Okay, I'm back. Refill on the cup of tea, and I've worked out, cleaned up the little corners and details that needed some fixing to make this work. So we're going to look at the option with the chimney going all the way, going with the chimney going straight up through the roof and a box on top. And first thing I did was to just carry the stonework up to the ceiling, and to finish off this end, I wrapped these shelves around. So they're actually little L-shaped shelves, which I think will be fine for knickknacks, which is what they're there for. That, and because they look kind of cool. a quick note on materials. This material that I'm showing here could be a thin stone veneer, an inch thick. This is not a solid masonry fireplace. If it was a big sturdy wood burning fireplace, that might be the way to go, but for this project I'm going with framed construction throughout, so this will be stone veneer. Now I've only ever worked with one company that does stone veneer, whose products I really like, and that's Eldorado Stone, and I'll just give you a quick look at their website here. I should say I do not have any affiliation with any of these companies like Heatolator or Eldorado, and I'm getting nothing from them, no sponsorship or anything. But Eldorado Stone is the only manufacturer of cast stone, i.e. fake stone veneer, that I think looks good enough to actually use. I've seen several different brands, and Eldorado is the one I stick with. So that's what we're seeing. That's what I have in mind for that wall around the fireplace. It'll give me a non-combustible surface. It'll give the room some solidity and some mass around the fireplace. It'll look good. It's relatively cheap compared to building in stone or brick with a full 4-inch stone veneer or a solid masonry fireplace. This would be a much cheaper option. So if you want to take a look at Eldorado, you'll see they have a tremendous assortment of stone and brick options. One of the things that I like is they have stone that is based on regional materials, where they actually take real stone from different parts of the country and use it as a basis for developing their products. So you can fine-tune your stonework based on where you live in the country. So that's a note about materials. Anyway, this is just a place marker as far as materials go. This could also be, I think, very nice as a brick veneer. And when I pushed the wall back in order to fit the fireplace in, it gave me a convenient spot to end the stone veneer. You generally don't want to end materials on an outside corner. You don't want to change materials on an outside corner because you see the edge of the material. If you can find a way to butt materials to an inside corner, you get a much cleaner finish. So now looking up at the roof, what I've done is I've boxed in. That's a 6-foot wide box, about 2.5 by 6. And that would give me a nice looking chimney mast. So from approaching the house from a distance, there'd be that message that says, oh, warm, cozy fire inside, come on in. Sort of invites you towards the front door. I really am quite liking that. So that's the first option. And now I'm going to explore our second option, which will be for a fireplace that's only front facing, not side facing, and a different arrangement of shelves around it. And then I will decide, once I've done that, which approach I prefer. There's the view from the entry. Come on. There's the view from the entry. And then the view across the living room. All right, I have a second option worked out here for the fireplace wall. And it does not use the corner fireplace, the two-sided fireplace. It uses just a front-facing fireplace, which I think allows me to work out some shelves along the wall next to the fireplace, which was not really working with the corner fireplace. So here's a quick overview of it. And in this case, instead of going with the chimney going through the roof, I took the chimney out the sidewall, but kept it well above head level so people would not be inclined to bump into it, because these things can get hot. So it's up high enough that it won't interfere with the enjoyment of using this little patio space. Also, I put it at approximately at the level of the lintel above the window, so from inside the house it's not too obtrusive. You do see it, which I'd rather you didn't see it at all, but it's not too obtrusive. It's right there. And then also with this option, because I can go out the side with the chimney, I could make the portion of wall that's well above eye level between the living room and this bedroom here some interior glass, which would be a nice effect for both spaces, for both rooms. So this option 2 allows me to have shelves up higher. I left this portion without shelves because I'm thinking it's like a comfy spot to sit and read a book. Put some cushions down here and lean against the wall, so you wouldn't want any shelves there. So let's take a look at the two options side by side. Here was the first one. So this is quite imposing and almost grand in a way, the effect of that tall stone surface with the accented vertical line of the chimney going up to the ceiling. Still have a few shelves here, but I did not bring any shelves across because I did not like the way they looked with the fireplace open on the side. It was weird to have the fireplace underneath the shelves. So that's option 1, and here's option 2. You can see the more airy and sort of open effect of having the window up above. Nice to have a little shelf space. On the other hand, it's a rather maybe somewhat more busy look. It's a little less serene and peaceful looking. Anyway, that's where it stands. I'm not gonna make a decision today, but if you guys have any thoughts as to which you prefer, option 1 or option 2, I'd love to see your comments. So please leave a comment about that. Also, I would like to mention that the materials are interchangeable, and there could be other materials such as tile rather than a natural stone. So it's not so much about whether we're using a brick facing or stone facing, it's more about the geometry of the arrangements because, like I said, the materials are interchangeable. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying this little series. I really would welcome some comments so I have a better idea what you all are interested in seeing as we work our way through the design of this house. So please do like the video, click the subscribe button, and come back for more. Also, I've got like 8 or 9 videos before this one of the development to this point. So if you haven't already, check out the playlist. There should be a link to the playlist at the end of this video. And I'll put one in the description as well. Oh, that's all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.